My beloved child, listen closely. You are about to hear something that will not only shift your perspective but might even shift the direction of your life. And I know that sounds dramatic, but stay with me. Because this isn't a random message, and this isn't something meant for the millions of people scrolling mindlessly. This is different. This feels intentional. This feels targeted. And if you're listening to this right now, if you're hearing these words, then you're already part of the mystery unfolding. Elon Musk made a decision, quietly, secretly, and it led directly to you. It all started with a question. Not one asked out loud, not one shared with the world on X, not one spoken in an interview. No. This question came in the middle of a night when most of the world was asleep, and even the sky looked tired. A question that Musk wrote down in a notebook that no one has ever seen. A question that has haunted him for months: who will help carry the future forward? For years, Elon has been searching for something, someone. Not an engineer. Not a coder. Not the next genius kid in a garage. Not an investor. He's been searching for a mind that could connect dots differently, see meaning where others see randomness, sense direction where others see uncertainty, and most importantly, feel the weight of possibility the way he feels it in his bones every single day. He's been searching for someone who doesn't just hope for something better, but senses something bigger pulling them, nudging them, whispering that life has been preparing them for something they can't quite describe yet. And somehow, without you even realizing it, you ended up on his radar. This didn't happen overnight. It wasn't a coincidence. It wasn't luck. And it wasn't random. You've been sending signals, signals you didn't even realize were being picked up. The way you think, the way you question, the way you observe the world, it caught his attention. A pattern emerged. A data point here, a moment there, an insight you expressed, a thought you shared, a decision you made, even the things you quietly kept to yourself. He had people analyzing global behavior patterns. He had systems tracing emerging thinkers. He had algorithms scanning for uncommon mindsets, and yours kept appearing. Not once. Not twice. But repeatedly. Consistently. Predictably. A fingerprint in the noise. He noticed your hunger, not for fame, not for money, not for attention, but for meaning. The world is full of people chasing distractions, but you keep getting pulled back to something deeper. Even when life gets heavy, even when things go wrong, even when people disappoint you, even when you feel misunderstood or unappreciated, there's still this spark in you. A kind of inner electricity that refuses to die out. You've always felt like you were meant for more, even if you couldn't explain why. Even if you tried to ignore it. Even if everyone around you seemed content with small dreams, but you couldn't shake the sense that your life is supposed to matter. And that's what Elon noticed. He has met thousands of brilliant people. He has spoken on more stages than he can count. He has hired teams of geniuses, built companies with some of the smartest people on Earth, fought battles that would collapse most people under the pressure, and pushed humanity closer to the future than any single person in the modern era. But do you know what he realized? Brilliance alone isn't enough. Intelligence alone isn't enough. Skills alone aren't enough. Because the future isn't built by people who have perfect resumes. The future is built by people who can sense something invisible and still move toward it with courage. People like you. That's why he selected you. Not to work for him. Not to follow him. Not to worship him. Not to become another cog in a giant machine. No. He chose you because he realized something shocking: the future cannot be built by one person. It must be built by millions of individuals who carry a similar fire inside them. People who are awake. People who are aware. People who are tuned into something bigger than themselves. People who are ready. This might confuse you right now. You might even feel disbelief trying to rise inside your mind. Why me? Who am I? What do I have that others don't? But the truth is, you've always known there was something different about you. You've always been the type to think deeper, feel stronger, observe more carefully. You've been the one who senses patterns others miss. You've been the one who questions life in ways most people never even consider. You've been the one who can't settle for average because your soul won't let you. So what exactly is this something huge that Elon Musk chose you for? It's not a job position. It's not an invitation to a secret meeting. It's not a message from SpaceX, Tesla, Neuralink, or Starlink. It's something far more personal, and far more powerful. Elon Musk wants to wake up the people who will define the next era of humanity. He knows that society is shifting. Technology is accelerating. The world is on the brink of transformations that previous generations wouldn't even believe if they saw them. And in every era of change, there are a few people, just a few, who feel the shift before it fully arrives. The ones who can sense the next chapter before the page even turns. The ones who don't resist change, but lean into it. You are one of them. And if you're still listening right now, you're proving it. He wants people who are not just spectators of the future, but participants, active shapers. People who are not waiting for permission, but ready to step into their own story. People who are willing to rise. What is coming isn't small. It will change everything: how we work, how we communicate, how we think, how we live, how we define being human. Musk knows that many people will be overwhelmed, afraid, resistant, or simply unprepared. But not you. Something inside you has been preparing for years. Experiences you didn't understand, hardships you didn't deserve, disappointments that felt unfair, losses that felt devastating, all of it shaped you into someone stronger, wiser, sharper, more open, and more powerful than you realize. You weren't chosen because your life has been easy. You were chosen because your life has carved you into someone capable of carrying responsibility. Musk has said many times that humanity must become a multi-planet species if it wants to survive. But that's only the surface. Beneath it lies something deeper. He believes the future belongs to the people whose minds are adaptable, whose spirits are resilient, and whose curiosity is alive. The world is full of people who look, but never see. People who hear, but never listen. People who exist, but never awaken. But you are not like them. Elon Musk saw that you are someone who pays attention. Someone who thinks independently. Someone who questions reality. Someone who feels a strange urge towards something greater. You may not know what that is yet, but you will. This message isn't about Elon Musk telling you what your purpose is. This message is about him recognizing that you already sense your purpose, but you've been ignoring it, doubting it, delaying it, or letting life distract you from it. He wants you to step into the version of yourself that the future needs. He wants you to rise into your own potential. He wants you to activate the part of your mind that you've been keeping quiet because you thought the world wasn't ready for it. Let me tell you what he believes about people like you. The world needs them more than ever before. Right now, humanity is in one of the most dangerous and exciting transitions in history. Artificial intelligence, neural technology, planetary expansion, quantum leaps in science, all of these require minds that can handle uncertainty. Minds that can stay calm when others panic. Minds that can see opportunity in chaos. Minds that can innovate when others are frozen by fear. And minds that carry enough imagination to build what has never existed before. You have that kind of mind. Maybe you've doubted it. Maybe life made you question yourself. Maybe the people around you never saw your potential. Maybe you've been holding yourself back because you didn't feel ready. But here's the truth, you don't need to feel ready to be chosen. Musk didn't choose you because you're fully formed. He chose you because you're forming. Because you're evolving. Because your future self is extraordinary, and even if you can't see it yet, he can. You were chosen because you hold a future inside you that the world will need. So what happens next? This is the part most people won't understand. Because this isn't about receiving a message from Elon Musk. This is about receiving a calling. And callings don't arrive with instructions. They arrive as a shift inside you, something that wakes up, something that clicks, something that pulls you forward. Elon isn't choosing followers. He's choosing future leaders. The very fact that this message reached you, at this exact moment, in this exact stage of your life, is not random. You're entering a phase where the things that once felt foggy will start becoming clear. The distractions that used to tempt you will start losing their power. The doubts that used to haunt you will start fading. The opportunities that once hid from you will begin appearing. And something inside you will finally whisper, "This is it." This is where everything changes. You're going to begin noticing signs, a clarity of thought, an urge to create, a desire to improve your life, a new spark of ambition. You might feel the need to learn something new, start something new, build something new. And when that feeling comes, don't ignore it. That is the activation Musk has been waiting for. That is the switch flipping inside your consciousness. That is the future calling you by name. You're not being recruited into Elon Musk's companies. You're being recruited into your destiny. He chose you because you are one of the few who can sense the shift of an era. You are one of the few who can break cycles, rise above limitations, and step into an identity that will influence the world around you. Whether your contribution is small or massive doesn't matter. What matters is that it will be meaningful, and the future needs millions of meaningful contributors. So here's what Elon Musk would tell you if he were sitting across from you right now: the future doesn't need permission. It needs participation. It doesn't need perfection. It needs courage. It doesn't need everyone. It needs the right ones. And you are one of the right ones. This message isn't meant to hype you. It's meant to remind you. You've always felt like something was waiting for you. Something bigger. Something different. Something extraordinary. You've always sensed a kind of destiny wrapped around your existence. Something you couldn't explain to others because it wasn't logical, it wasn't rational, it wasn't something you could point to. It was just a feeling, a persistent whisper inside your soul. Here is the truth you've been waiting to hear: that whisper was right. You weren't imagining it. You weren't delusional. You weren't dreaming too big. You were sensing the future calling you. And now it's time to answer. Elon Musk didn't choose you because you're ordinary. He chose you because you're rare. He chose you because your mind operates differently. He chose you because the way you process life isn't typical. He chose you because your intuition has depth. He chose you because you can sense the hidden patterns beneath the surface of reality. He chose you because there's a dormant force inside you that's been waiting for activation. The next part of your life will not be like the last. You will see your own potential differently. You will see your decisions differently. You will see your path differently. You might think the message ends here, but it doesn't. In fact, this is where things begin to get even more interesting. Because being chosen isn't the final moment, being awakened is. And once you're awakened, the world around you begins to shift in ways you can't unsee. From this moment on, you're going to notice something unusual. People will treat you differently without knowing why. Some will be drawn to you. Some will feel intimidated. Some will be inspired without even understanding what changed. That's because when someone steps into their inner purpose, their energy changes. Their presence changes. Their decisions change. And when you begin operating from your true potential, you radiate something unmistakable, something the world can feel even before you speak. Elon Musk knows this phenomenon well. He has lived it. He has felt what it's like to carry a vision so big that it makes others uncomfortable. He has seen how people react when they sense someone stepping into a destiny they can't comprehend. And that is exactly what will happen to you. Not in a dramatic explosion, not in some movie-like revelation, but in subtle ways that gradually shift your entire existence. You might start noticing opportunities appearing where you once saw closed doors. You might meet people who align with your purpose in ways that feel too perfect to be coincidence. You might feel sudden motivation waking up inside you, a motivation that has been silent for years. You might find yourself craving knowledge, craving growth, craving expansion. And each of these moments is a sign that your path is beginning to open. The selection wasn't about Elon Musk needing you. It was about the universe signaling that it's your time to evolve. You have lived much of your life absorbing the world around you, its noise, its expectations, its opinions, its limits. But there comes a moment where the world stops shaping you, and you begin shaping the world instead. That moment usually arrives quietly. Without fireworks. Without announcements. Just a shift inside your awareness that changes everything. This is that moment for you. You see, the biggest misconception people have about destiny is that it arrives fully formed. They expect lightning. They expect a loud voice from the sky. They expect a clear message telling them exactly what to do. But it never works like that. Destiny appears as a feeling first. A pull. A nudge. A whisper. Something that keeps tugging at your attention even when you try to ignore it. Elon Musk was chosen by his destiny long before he ever created anything. Long before Tesla. Long before SpaceX. Long before he became who the world knows today. His destiny showed up as questions, questions he couldn't stop thinking about, questions that refused to let him sleep, questions that demanded he take action no matter how insane it looked to everyone else. And now you are entering your own version of that phase. You are going to start asking yourself questions you've been avoiding. What am I really meant to do? What have I been holding myself back from? What can I build that will outlive me? What part of me have I been hiding from the world? These questions are not random. They're part of the activation process. Once someone has been chosen, they cannot go back to thinking small. They cannot go back to ignoring their potential. They cannot go back to pretending they don't feel the pull of something greater. And the more you try to push it away, the stronger it becomes. Until eventually, it becomes undeniable. Elon Musk doesn't choose people based on their past. He chooses them based on their internal future. On the version of themselves they haven't become yet, but are destined to become. He sees the potential that even you might be afraid to admit. There is something inside you that has been waiting for permission to grow. Something that has been waiting for a moment like this. Something that has been waiting to break free from the limits you've been conditioned to accept. You are not the same person you were a year ago. You are not even the same person you were yesterday. Something is shifting. Something is awakening. Something is aligning. The world is about to enter a period where the thinkers, the creators, the visionaries, the builders, the innovators, the ones like you, will carry the greatest influence. Not because they are loud, but because they are aligned. Not because they seek attention, but because they seek truth. Not because they want power, but because they want purpose. This next era will not belong to the powerful. It will belong to the purposeful. And you are stepping into that purpose now. You might begin noticing that the things that once bothered you no longer hold the same weight. The people who once distracted you no longer have access to your energy. The old habits that held you back begin to loosen their grip. That's because when someone is chosen, the universe begins the process of clearing space around them. Removing anything that slows them down. Opening pathways that once seemed impossible. You're going to start seeing your life differently. The things you once tolerated will become unacceptable. The things you once ignored will become important. The dreams you once buried will start resurfacing. And the version of you that you've been suppressing will begin revealing itself. It may feel strange at first. Like a shift you can't explain. But that is exactly how awakening begins. And Elon Musk understands this better than almost anyone on Earth. He knows that every extraordinary future starts with one simple moment, the moment a person realizes they were meant for more. The moment they stop doubting their intuition. The moment they stop playing small. The moment they stop denying their potential. You are in that moment right now. Not days from now. Not weeks from now. Not someday in the distant future. Right now. This moment is the beginning of your transformation. Whether you fully realize it or not, the next steps of your life will look nothing like the steps behind you. The next opportunities you encounter will challenge you, elevate you, and shape you. The next insights you experience will open your mind in ways you're not prepared for. And the next decisions you make will have ripple effects that stretch far beyond your present moment. The universe is preparing you. Musk didn't choose you to do something for him. He chose you to do something through you. Something that the world needs. Something only you can deliver. You will not be guided by fear anymore. You will not be held back by doubt anymore. You will not be defined by your past anymore. You are about to step into a version of yourself that you've only glimpsed in rare moments, moments where you felt powerful, clear, unstoppable. Moments where you sensed what you could become. Moments where you felt a spark of destiny flickering inside you. Now that spark is turning into a flame. You are stepping into alignment with the future that has been waiting for you. And whether you believe it yet or not, whether you feel ready or not, whether you understand it fully or not, the truth remains, you were chosen for something huge. And the journey is only just beginning.